going to be showing you 3 variations for your shoulder car, other than the normal standing version that we do often. So these variations are going to give you just that, a little bit of variety, as well as just changing up the intensity and the focus of the shoulder car. With each change of body position, it'll change how it feels a little bit. So I'm going to do a half kneel, and then one from all fours, and then from a prone position, so it will increase in intensity as we go. So I'm going to start with my right knee down on my pad, just something soft for your knees if you've got it. I'm going to give my right glute a tuck. I like the sense of my right glute squeezing and that thigh, imagining it's trying to drag forward, and then my front foot pulling in toward me, so I get a lot of lower body action the whole time. My left hand is going to be fisted down by my side. Sometimes with clients, I also like to use a PVC, so a little extra feedback on the strength of that supporting arm. And then we'll move through this right shoulder car. Externally rotate, cut across the body. Bicep by that ear as I come up overhead. I give myself a little more engagement of my abs. Internally rotate as you reach back. Back of the hand lands at the hip. As you press back, give the glute an extra squeeze. Unwind. Bicep by that ear. Palm up, cut across, and reset. I reset my tension of lower body and abs. Cut across. Bicep by that ear. My right glute is feeling really fiery by now. Internally rotate as I reach back. Try not to lean away from that arm. Press back, squeeze that tricep, unwind. Bicep by that ear. Palm up, cut across, reset. Other side. So we'll do 2 reps on the left. Squeeze left glute, drag right foot. Strong and fisted through that opposite arm. Externally rotate the bicep, cut across. Ribs stay engaged as we make that internal rotation transition to the back. As you press back, feel triceps like crazy. Don't let that elbow soften. Unwind. Bicep by that ear. Palm up, cut across. Reset. One more. Again, check in with that lower body. Drag front foot. Squeeze back glute. Turn in, reach back. Abs stay tight. Squeeze tricep as we find that shoulder extension. Unwind. Bicep by that ear, palm up, cut across, and lower. So I really like that version to get a little extra work through the lower body and the abs. Next version I'll show is just from all fours. So this is a nice challenge for your supporting arm. If you don't have a wrist or the client doesn't have a wrist, I will either do on my knuckles. Sometimes that's not comfortable, so I also have elevated handles or just up on a dumbbell so we're not irritating that supporting wrist. So I'm going to stabilize through upper body, abs. I'm going to reach that arm straight overhead. So all I miss here is a little adduction across the body. Turn in, and now we're just fighting gravity in a different way. Lower down. Squeeze, lift up here, trying not to sink into that supporting shoulder. Unwind. Reach out to the side. Fight for that overhead and lower. Lift and reach, find shoulder flexion. Try not to arch the back. As you start to turn in, don't let that chest open with that arm, and lower. Squeeze, lift. Tricep again like crazy. Unwind. Chest stays square to the floor as I reach overhead and lower. It's a nice challenge on that supporting shoulder and tricep. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So set strong through that upper body. Left arm reaches overhead. Start to turn in as we reach away, behind. Fingers land at the floor. Squeeze, lift. Again, feel full extension of the tricep, no change in your spine. As you unwind, keep left side of that chest square to the floor and lower. Squeeze, find shoulder flexion, strong supporting arm. Turn in as we find side, turn in more as we fight for the ceiling, and lower. Squeeze, lift that tricep, unwind. Chest stays square as we make that transition to the overhead and lower. Next up, we'll go from our stomach. So we'll start on this side since I'm here already. So I'm going to rest my forehead in my opposite fist, and I'll actually keep my head a little lifted so you can hear me. And then I'm going to start with that opposite arm overhead. Now, because the floor is there, again, we miss that adduction across the body, but it'll be a much more challenge for that shoulder flexion, that overhead position. So I'm going to brace inner thighs together. I'm going to tuck my tailbone and pull super strong through my low abs so I don't start to cheat shoulder flexion with spinal extension. I'm going to lift up, turn in. As I start to make that transition, again, don't let the left side open with you, and lower. As I reverse, I reset my abs, lift, unwind, fight for that overhead, and rest. Again, squeeze, lift, abs engage, legs squeeze. Turn in as we start to reach side. Turn in more as you fight for that ceiling, and lower. Squeeze, lift, don't sink into the low back. Unwind the arm. Don't let that chest open. Fight for overhead. Keep the elbow extended, and lower. We'll do the other side. So mostly the easy cheat here is both moving the chest off the floor as you rotate or arching through that back. So I like to reset or re-cue the tuck of the tailbone and that keeping of the chest square to the floor at every half. So I'm going to tuck tailbone, squeeze inner thighs, lift straight up, elbow extended. Internally rotate as I reach side. My chest stays square. I'm not letting the right side of my chest lift off the floor, and lower. Reset abs, legs, and extend. Unwind it. From that side to overhead, don't arch that upper back, and lower. One more rep. Abs engage, lift. Turn the bicep in. As we round that corner, the chest stays square to the floor and lower. Squeeze, lift, feel tricep. Don't lose the elbow extension, unwind. As we make that transition, don't lose the abs. Fight for that overhead, and lower. So hopefully that gives you a little bit of variety for your shoulder carves for both variety's sake and to change up the intensity from time to time.